What's up, guys? Josh Bockoff reporting from Soldier Field, where the Bears just defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 31-28 in Week 12 to move to 8-3 on the season. Bears quarterback Caleb Williams was 19-35, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He was sacked once. That was in the end zone. He fumbled the ball. Pittsburgh Steelers outside linebacker T.J. Watt recovered it for a touchdown. After the game, Williams talked about needing to, in hindsight, throw that ball away. He also appeared to have a check down option that he did not take, of course, obviously resulting in the sack. So you live and learn. It's a lot easier to do that, however, coming off of a win rather than a loss, as any player will tell you. Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph was 24-31. Very efficient, however, as safety Kevin Byard alluded to in the locker room, it was clear that Pittsburgh was not trying to allow their offense to lose the game for them with Aaron Rodgers sidelined with that wrist injury. Rudolph threw for 171 yards. He did throw a touchdown to tight end Pat Freiermuth, but he also threw an interception to Bears quarterback Nashawn Wright. He was sacked twice as well. Montez Sweat got to him both of those times. One of those was a forced fumble, which Sweat also recovered. During that play, you could actually see Bears defensive tackle Javon Dexter get upset with himself for not being able to scoop the ball, but it was Bears ball anyway. No harm, no foul. On the ground, the Bears had 99 rushing yards. Kyle Monangai led the way, 12 carries, 48 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift, 8 carries, 15 yards. We'll see if there's a reshaping of the backfield pecking order. Maybe it was just a matchup thing with Monangai giving a more physical presence and Swift being that explosive guy still. Did not see much explosion in this game, but the Steelers are a very sound defense, so I'm sure you would have seen very many big gainers that way. Anyway, Steelers, however, had 186 rushing yards, 18 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown for Jaylen Warren, 10 carries, 92 yards for Kenneth Gainwell. The Bears will definitely want to try to shore that up, but running defense has been an issue for them all season long, especially with this game. They came in without their top 3 linebackers, Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, and Noah Sewell, all banged up. And they lost another linebacker, rookie Ruben Hippolyte, during the contest. He was replaced by Amin Agbombamiga, a special teamer who, alongside DeMarco Jackson, filled in great. Gave the Bears 29 total tackles combined, 15 for Jackson, 14 for Agbombamiga. Very, very standard performance for those two guys who, not necessarily starting on short notice, but aren't typical starters and were definitely in roles that they're not used to. For the Bears, wide receiver DJ Moore had 5 receptions, 64 yards, and 2 touchdowns. One of those touchdowns came after he got tagged with a taunting penalty, made up for that 2 plays later with that scoring play. Coastal Loveland, 4 receptions, 49 yards, and a touchdown. And then I told you about DeMarco Jackson, about Amin Agbombamiga, and then Nashawn Wright had his interception. I've deemed him Slender Man at 6'4". When the ball is up in the air, Wright has as good a shot at it as anybody, as long as he keeps his eyes true and he doesn't get himself out of position, which he's been doing a lot better job of that lately, and especially making quarterbacks pay when they believe that they've gotten him beaten. And so him and Kevin Byard have a bit of a competition going on. Byard told us today in the locker room, so we'll see how that shakes out the rest of the way. Injury situation, I told you, Ruben Hippolyte went down during the game, did not return, even though he was only ruled doubtful. Tyreek Stevenson exited early as well with the hip injury. We saw Stevenson motion towards the sideline for a sub during a couple plays before he actually was able to exit the contest. We'll see what happens when we get updates from Ben Johnson and co. On Monday when he meets the media ahead of the Bears' Friday night game, Black Friday game against the Philadelphia Eagles on the road. Also got a chance to talk to in the locker room Monangai, Colston, Loveland, Isaac Trujillo, who got to start a left tackle today, and then Kevin Byard as well. And then let's talk to DJ and CJ Gardner-Johnson, who was everywhere on the field and is, of course, his usual energetic self in the locker room. Ben Johnson talked about the Bears being able to celebrate this win tonight, getting back focused because they are on a short week this week against the Eagles on the road. Caleb Williams talked about, like I said, the mistake that he made. I also asked him about the quietness that it seemed to be in the locker room. He said we came in late and that you just never get used to wins like this, and that they know that they have a lot more room to grow, but that anything that seemed like they were maybe settled down more than they have been at the other wins was probably because we entered the room late. I thought it was a very insightful answer just to their mindset and how they are approaching games like this, because it has become commonplace, but it has not become a common thing for them, a common occurrence for them, to where they just kind of overlook the ability to overcome these deficits and these seemingly insurmountable odds to get the W. The Bears did come into this game not having to face Aaron Rodgers, which is a plus, but they were not able to put the game away early, which is something that the offense, Williams included, lamented to us afterwards. We'll see, again, like I said, what the Bears do injury-wise. We'll hear from Ben Johnson tomorrow, and then the Bears are on the short week before they take on the Eagles on Friday. The video will be up on the Clocker Sports YouTube channel. I have an article up this evening. Be on the lookout for that at clockersports.com, and we'll be back for practice this week before the Eagles game when the Bears are on the road. Josh Buckalter for Clocker Sports at Soldier Field, where the Bears defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 31-28 in Week 12 to move to 8-3.